Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Northside Baseball video. We are in a bit of a weird situation right now with the Cubs. We were doing good. We're not doing too hot right now, but you know what? That's the story of the Cubs, man. So, with how we're doing right now, we're going to swing in a little bit of a different direction. We're going to talk about our prospects and the future of what they hold for the Cubs. Right now, we're going to talk about four players in specific: Owen Caissie, Moises Ballesteros, Jefferson Rojas, and Jackson Wiggins. Four household names right now that a lot of people are talking about. We've mentioned a few of them on the site before, especially in these videos. So, Brandon, I want to get your thoughts on these four players specifically.
Yeah, it's the reason we're talking about these four players in particular is because the latest MLB pipeline top 100 prospect list came out, the midseason update after the trade deadline in the last couple days. These four guys are the top 100 prospects that the Cubs have. Currently, Owen Caissie is ranked 45th, Ballesteros is ranked 52nd, Rojas is 62nd, and Wiggins comes in at 84th. So you'll note, obviously, if you've been following Cubs prospects, that Cade Horton obviously has graduated. And then obviously Kevin Alcantara and James Triantos, who were both in like that top 75 range at the start of the season, have fallen off the list completely. They've both had slightly down years down in the minor leagues. Not too surprising. Obviously, very disappointing because you obviously want these prospects to continue going upwards in the rankings. And obviously, as they get closer to the majors, obviously Alcantara's already played in the big leagues a little bit. But overall, this is a really strong contingent, a really strong quartet of prospects. Obviously, the Cubs sort of surprisingly held on to all of them at the trade deadline. Caissie was the big one that was rumored. He's the only top 50 prospect here. By all, for all intents and purposes, it looks like he's going to come on over to the major leagues when rosters expand in September. Maybe Ballesteros will take his place instead. One way or the other, one of those two guys is going to be. They're both on the 40-man roster. They'll be in the major leagues at some point soon for the Cubs. But I think overall, what's worth pointing out here is that the Cubs still have a really strong farm system, even as guys have graduated, even as a few, lower end guys got traded. Overall, I think that the team is lacking that really high impact prospect. Obviously, PCA was like the big, PCA and Cade Horton were the big guys, the big top 20 prospects. That obviously they're now graduated and they're in the major leagues full time, which is what you want your prospects to do. But overall, I think that still like it's a testament to the Cubs that even as their best guys have come up through the system and now they're in the major leagues, Matt Shaw included, they still have four really, really high caliber prospects in the farm system.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. Our farm system, at least in my opinion, it does very well for the Cubs. I think there's a reason why we kind of held on to so many players and we were a little bit lacking during the trade deadline. I think a lot of people would disagree with that, and we probably should have picked up more players, but that's a story for another day. Like I mentioned, we also, we've talked a lot about Moises Ballesteros and how, even though he's not the fastest person in the world, is he going to be DH? Could he be catcher? Where is he going to lie? He's still great defensively. He's great when it comes to, he's a great power hitting threat. So I see no reason why he wouldn't get the call up to the majors sooner rather than later. And like you said too, Owen Caissie isn't that far behind either. I'm also not surprised about Rojas and Wiggins. Is it disappointing that some of our young bucks got kicked off this, top 100 list? Sure, but that's just how the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. But with that being said, I think that more will rise. Like, how do I put this in the best way possible? Our farm system is one of the best. Like, I don't want to say one of the best, but
Yeah.
it's very good. Like you just mentioned, PCA is one of our best players right now. Came from our farm system. We did not have to trade for him. Javier Assad came from our farm system. The list goes on and on. We're known for our minor league players doing very well. And Matt Shaw will get there too. He's not there right now, but
Yeah.
I predict that he will get better and better over time.
Yeah, no, it again, it's a testament that even though technically the Cubs traded for PCA, yes, he came up through the farm system as a prospect, as a Cubs prospect. Matt Shaw, Cade Horton, the same thing. I think for me, the concerning thing about this is that all four of these top, concerning in a relative sense, is that All four of these guys are at double A or triple A right now, which means that the guys at the lowest levels of the minor leagues, which those guys tend not to get ranked as highly because they're obviously not as close to the majors. They haven't proven themselves in as many levels, but the Cubs don't have any of those top guys or any of those guys at those levels ranked among their top prospects. Again, they still have some really talented young players. First round pick Ethan Conrad, sixth on their list currently. I think I saw a couple of their other draft picks somewhere in their top 20. But again, it's one of those things where the fruits of the labor of this current rebuild or the rebuild of the last few years, they're starting to, reap the fruits of those labors. And now, they need to start doing the work to, even as they become a winning franchise again, to make sure they keep replenishing the farm system, to keep making sure that these young guys are coming up through the system that is either trade assets or replacements for guys that get injured or leave in free agency or what have you. But as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Obviously, prospect talk is always interesting. It's so subjective, based on so many factors. So how do you feel about this MLB pipeline list for the Cubs? Are you happy with the way the farm system's shaken out? Do you wish that some of these guys had been traded? Are you happy the Cubs kept them? Let us know. And as always, we'll respond to every comment in the section.